Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am your teacher, Dr. Khurram Shehzad, and today we will talk about your chapter number 6, that is making the most of your time. So let me read the objectives of the class today. Set goals that will help you meet responsibilities and keep your life in balance. Number 2, construct schedules for more efficient time management that sets the stage for achievement. Number 3, meet the time management challenges you may face as a community college student, commuter, or student athlete. Beat procrastination by identifying its causes and by learning how to avoid it. So these are the 4 things that we are going to study in our next 2 lectures. So as the title of the chapter talks about making the most of your time, it means that we are going to talk about time today. Time plays a very important role, and we all know that time, if it is wasted, then we are on the losing side. Let me read the very first paragraph in which Carol introduces or says something about time. You already know about time and how it affects every aspect of your life. Classes begin and end at certain times. Employees expect you to be at work on time. Children must be fed. The dog has to go out. The car needs to be serviced, and so on. So we have already talked about in our previous lecture that a person should set goals, that a person should have achievable, measurable goals, that time plays a very important role in the life of a person. We need to be regular and punctual. If you are not regular, of course, you are not going to learn anything. You may lose so many things. And then once you are in the classroom, you may not be able to understand your teacher. So same is the case if you are not punctual, and if you are coming late to the class, then your teacher is not happy with you. And it means that you are disturbing the whole class as well. Okay? So we need to schedule our time. Everybody has got 24 hours in a day, whether it is me, you, okay, your parents, your siblings, okay, or our, for example, other faculty members. Everybody has got 24 hours. Now we need to schedule our time in such a way that we should have, or we should live a balanced life. Even yesterday or in my previous lecture, I said that when I was talking about active or effective listener, okay, we talked about, or a good student, that he is quite often very much preoccupied, he is busy in his studies, but at the same time I said that it should not be the case that all the time you are reading your books. So we need to balance our life. It should be a balanced life when we are, giving a proper time to our studies. No doubt, as a student, our main goal is to study. So your job is to study, but at the same time you need to take out some time to go out, okay, for a walk. You need to study. You need to spend some time with your family, with your brothers and sisters, with your parents, okay, so that they should also know that you are here in the house, and you should participate in the activities which are going on inside your house. So Carol introduces the importance of time here. You may have appointments, meetings, or special events to attend at fixed dates and times. You also have to make time for study, sleep, and a few moments to yourself, among other things. Of course, these days, we all are on the social media as well. We have got friends over there, so they are also waiting for us, and we need to spend some time with them. And we need to know that what is going on in our country, okay, what the people are thinking, what are the economic conditions of Pakistan, and what kind of problem we are facing, and what kind of solutions, okay, the experts they are offering to deal with this problem. And particularly right now we are going through COVID-19, so we need to listen to the doctors as well, that what they are talking about and how we can overcome this problem and how we can save our life. Then there are different kinds of myths that Carol talks about, okay, about time. For example, there are people, they will say that I work better under pressure. What do you think? Can we work better under pressure? When we are not mentally sound, okay, how can we work? In order to work properly, in order to carry out a task in a good way, we need to be free of all these problems. Mentally and physically we need to be perfect so that we can carry out a task. Making schedules takes more time than it is worth. This is what people say. Too much time management will destroy my spontaneity. My time is beyond my control. No, there are always successful people, and these successful people, they have got their timetables, their schedules, their daily and weekly timetables with them. They know, okay, what are the things that they should put on priority, what are the things that they can delay, okay, what is to be done on daily basis. There are some fixed hours and there are some flexible things that we can manage in our life. For example, fixed times are times you cannot change, such as work hours or class times. Now this is my fixed hours. When I come to university at 8:30, okay, in the morning, and then I leave in the evening. Now I have got a schedule, I have got classes in the morning and in the evening to take, so I cannot change this timetable. Sometimes if I have a problem with certain class, of course I do discuss with my HOD so that there should be some change in the timetable, but once it is fixed, it is fixed. Now I cannot say that I can't come to university, I have got problem at home, I need to solve that problem. It is a fixed timetable, I cannot change it, okay. So working hours or class times, they are the fixed part of our times. Then flexible times are the hours of a day that you can control, such as when to sleep or when to eat. So here we can make certain changes. There are people, they would love to do certain activities at night time. There are people, they say that we are good at reading material, learning things at night time, and there are people, they will say that we are good at studying in the early hours of the day. So this is the flexible time where you can make changes. And this is the month of Ramadan, and different people, they have got different schedules. For example, these days what I see, even my brother, okay, at night time he is playing different kinds of game outside the house. So he sleeps during the day and he plays at night time. So sometimes I do disagree with him and I say that this is not the way, okay. So we need to make a different kind of schedule. But because of the COVID-19, people are not going to work, they are staying at home, so they have got different time tables these days. So very first thing that Carol talks about is how to grab time. He will be discussing different kinds of techniques so that we can control time, so that we know that how to spend our time in healthy activities, in doing something which is good for us, which is good for the society, which is good for overall society. But being a student, our very first task is to set goals. Now we have read that goals should be SMART, where S stands for specific. Goals have to be specific, okay. M stands for measurable. Goals have to be measurable. A stands for achievable. Goals have to be achievable, okay. R stands for reasonable. Goals have to be reasonable. We will have to see that what is reasonable, what we can achieve, what we cannot achieve, what is achievable, What are the things which are very important for me to do, and what are the things that I can delay and I can do them okay later on in my life. So while setting the goals, we need to understand these things. Goals are SMART. T stands for testable. So goals have to be tested later on to see that whether we are going to achieve them or not. Then, being students, we need to understand our responsibilities. In a home, what are my responsibilities? Where I am consuming my time, how I am supposed to spend my time. And then I need to, divide my time to see that to what activity I am spending how much time. So if we, read Carroll's book, he has given awareness check. So I would be requesting you to read that awareness check. So on page number 136, there is an awareness check to see that what you are doing, what kind of activities you are doing. Or even I can do this thing, that how much time I am spending here in the university and how much time I have got for my family. For example, attending classes, working hours, sleeping time or sleeping hours, dressing and showering, traveling to and from work or university, studying, eating, watching television, engaging in leisure activities, caring for the family, cleaning and doing laundry. So there are different kinds of things. Of course, boys are not in Pakistan supposed to do this cleaning and doing laundry. Okay, these activities we have already divided, and girls, they do such type of activities. And then he has given hours per week in awareness check. So here you can divide your time, you can come to know that how much time you are spending working, how much time you are giving to the family, how much time, okay, you are spending for sleeping, for eating, or going to the market, or how much time you are spending with your friends. So once you know your, responsibilities, you can divide your time. You can analyze the situation. You can come to know that what is very important. Okay, what is on the priority list and what you can delay. And then you need to balance your life. Then, being a student, or even, these days we have got modern gadgets like our mobile. So it has got Google Map. You can go on yahoo.com. You can have Yahoo Map, okay. And you can see what to do and how much time you are spending for that, or for a particular activity, and what is on priority list in your daily schedule or weekly schedule, and then how you are going to control your time, how you are going to schedule your time. Therefore, construct schedules for more efficient time management that sets the stage for achievement. Because we have read that we need to set our goals. Once we set our goals, we need to see later on that whether we are getting our goals or not. Are we successful or not? Therefore, we need to construct such type of timetables or schedules so that we can measure them later on. After 1 month, I should know where I am standing right now. I have spent, let's say, 12 hours with a particular teacher, with a particular subject, and I have covered 2 or 3 chapters, and where now I am standing. The teacher gave me the assignment to do, and I submitted that assignment, and I have got the result, I have got the feedback. Now we need to sit down to understand that what are my problems, what are my weaknesses, where I am standing right now. I need to discuss it with my class fellows. I need to discuss it with my teacher, with my mentor, so that I can overcome my problems. And I should know that where I am and where the brilliant students of the class are, whether I am competing with them or not, how much I have achieved, how I can further improve in my studies. Therefore, you need to construct time management, efficient time management, timetables. So we have got a semester. In this semester, we have got 5 months or 5.5 months. Then university has already designed different kinds of timetables and schedules. So there is a weekly timetable that you follow. Teachers, they are also supposed to follow a timetable. Plus, for example, our academic department, okay, it also offers us a schedule where it talks about that throughout the year, what kind of activities the university is going to hold, what kind of activities that you are supposed to carry out inside the department, what you are supposed to do outside the department. And teachers usually, they do get and they do follow such type of schedules. So they know that before 1 month, that now midterm exam is coming, and they are supposed to prepare their exam. Then they are supposed to conduct that exam, and on particular dates they are supposed to submit their result, and then that result has to be shared with the students. And then days are specified where we tell the students to come to class and see what they have done in the exam and what are their problems, so they can then talk and discuss with the teacher their problems, and they can get the feedback and they can work hard to improve themselves. Then university has already devised remedial classes for you, where you can go to the teachers and you can go to take those remedial classes as well. So then I said that there are these days many apps that you can download on your mobile or on your laptop, and then you can share your daily list. You can make your daily list, weekly schedules, and semester or quarter calendars, and they will provide you an overview of the entire semester as well as entire week or the whole day activities. So let me come back to Carroll's book and let us see that how he has shared some of the timetables. This is 1 month in a student semester. So you can see that we have got 7 days in a week, and the student has divided his time all over the week, that how much time he is going to spend with different kinds of teachers. Okay, and there is, for example, here charity, walk and run. There is a concert here. Okay, there is competition something or exam midterm. There is composition essay class. Okay, homecoming is there. This is 1 semester in 1 month in a student semester. This is a very detailed, you can see, schedule prepared by Otis, weekly schedule. Otis is the name of a student, and you can see that here he has given the time 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. Okay, and throughout the day, and there is, you can see that free hours here 3 to 5. He has got free hours. In free hours he is having leisure, or he may study on Saturday, or then somebody can go for laundry or some other household work. And then you can see that 6 to 7 is dinner, and that's very good, 6 to 7, ideal time for dinner. And Pakistani time is very different for dinner. Pakistani time, at 10 o'clock, at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock they are having dinner. And I don't know how these families, they cope with such type of things. Dinner at 12 o'clock and then breakfast next day at 12 o'clock in the morning. And when I go back home on Friday, for example, if I don't have any class in the evening, and I still remember that I am driving and going through Raja Bazaar and then Kashmiri Bazaar, and I see that people are standing and they are taking their breakfast, and they would love to eat pie or halim and such type of things, and then they become very fatty and they have very big bellies. Okay. So we need to design our timetable in a very different way. Okay, a student should look like a student. Being a teacher, these days it's Ramadan, and I get up at 9 o'clock these days, though we know that we have got to take sari, but after sari, okay, it's difficult to sleep for me, for example, but I think at 5 o'clock again I go back to bed, and then I get up at 9 o'clock. But I am coming here now early, even before 9 o'clock, because I have got a schedule to get these lectures recorded. So we need to make our timetable which is a suitable timetable, good kind of timetable, where proper management of the time is displayed, and it is not just displayed, we are supposed to follow that timetable as well. So we need to grab the time, we need to utilize such type of strategies and activities where we can schedule our time, where we can make the maximum or take the maximum benefit or maximum use of time. Okay, so here you can see that Saturday watching television, or the person can go to sleep as well, and there is cleaning the apartment, you can see, and there is no problem. Even our Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to clean his own house. He had number of wives, but even then he used to button his shirt himself. He used to polish his shoes himself. So he never asked his wives to carry out such type of tasks for him. But I don't know what we are doing. We need to take care of these things. If something is my job, I should do it. Okay, so I don't like that when I come to university, or there should be a PN carrying my bag or doing such type of things. I should do my activities myself. Okay, and you can see here there are study in library. Thursday, Otis has got some time, 8 to 9, going to library. And believe me, when I visit my library, I don't see students studying. There is a lot of noise inside the library, which is a place where there should be no noise at all. And I still remember when I was in Texas, University of North Texas, okay, and they had a place, the complete hall, okay, in the library where nobody was supposed to speak. And I still remember my mentor over there, okay, she was making me or giving me a tour of the university, and I went to library, and when I wanted to say something or wanted to ask her something, she said, no way, pin drop silence, you are not supposed to speak here. Nobody speaks here. Okay, so we need to have such type of attitude. We need to display such type of attitude, and we need to take books from the library. Only studying the course books is not enough. In the university, you are supposed to study some other books as well. You need to study that how different other people, they have written books on study skills. And for example, there are books I also read, for example, study skills for a language student. Okay, this book that we are following, that is the Carroll's book, it's quite general. And when I read this book, I understand that, for example, this book is written for the student of education. Okay, this book is not written for a student of linguistics, for example. But there are books where the authors, they have penned down their ideas, taking into consideration a linguistic students in mind. Okay, so there is study time in the library, algebra class, eating, sleeping, lunching. So there are so many things you can see, and this is just weekly schedule. Then there is one more schedule given here, calendar template. Have a look at it on page 142. Yes, this is weekly schedule template. Okay, again time is given and names of the week are given here, and you can write down your activities. So for example, again coming back to our classes, our department, I see that we always try, when we are designing a timetable for the students, that there should be some free slots for the students. If they have taken 2 or 3 consecutive classes, and after that there should be some break, there should be some free time, so that students can sit together, they can study in groups, they can understand each other, they can understand the concepts which have been discussed in the classroom, they can review their notes. In the previous class we have talked about note taking strategies. So they can sit together and they can discuss what are the things that teacher has discussed. So in this way you can interact You can talk about your assignments that the teacher has asked you to prepare, to do, okay. You can go to the library again and you can check out certain, books. You can go online over there, okay. Facilities are provided to the students and they can study online there as well. So here you can write down what you are supposed to do on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So again, different people have got different ways, okay, to manage their time. So then we come to the next slide, okay, time management and learning styles. If you remember, in our previous classes, we have also read about learning styles. And there are people, they would love to study in the morning. There are people who would love to study at night time, okay. There are people, they would love to study, okay, when there is, silence in home. And there are people, they can manage even if there is some noise in the house, okay. So we need to manage our time and we need to see that what is our learning style. There are people, they would love to listen to the lecture and they are good at listening and they feel that when they are listening to the lecture, they can make notes and they can understand the lecture well. There are people, okay, that they would love to go for reading, and when they are reading, it means that they are visual learners, okay. They will be looking at the text, there will be different kinds of, pictures over there, there can be different kinds of, figures over there that authors usually draw to explain different kinds of things. So there are auditory learners, there are visual learners, there are tactile learners, kinesthetic learners. There are people, they would love to, do certain kinds of things and then they can understand the things well. So we have already talked about the learning styles. And now we have done certain exercises Carol provided us in chapter number 2 and 3, okay, where we could understand that what kind of learner we are. And then there are people, they would love to understand if, different kinds of things are provided to them. So here I am talking to you, but at the same time you can watch me, you can look at me, okay. I am reading from the slides, I am sometimes reading from the book, okay, and then I am explaining the things, I am giving you the examples from my own life, trying to give you the examples, okay, that what usually people do in Pakistan, okay. And then we are talking about time management and learning style. So determine the time you will need for reading. That is very important. All the people, they have their own, reading speed. There are people, they would love to read very fast, quickly they can go through the page, okay, and there are people, they would love to read very slow. So we need to understand that what is our, goal and what is our purpose of reading this text. Are we going for skimming or for scanning? Are we looking for some specific thing in the, text, or we are going to have an overview of the text? We can just look at the, headings which are given there in the chapter, and in this way we can understand that what kind of things that the author is talking about. What is the title? What is the topic of the, text? What he or she is trying to discuss, and different kinds of other headings. And then look at the page, how that page is displayed, what kind of, layout that page is having. And there can be certain things which the author, has highlighted. For example, he is making use of boldface, and sometimes he italicizes or she italicizes different kinds of things. So it means that there is some important thing, or sometimes, in the margin, the author discusses different kinds of things. So we need to look at all these things, and then we need to measure our speed of reading. We need to know that what is our goal, why we are reading this, okay. Do we want to comprehend this passage or this text fully, or we just need to skim and scan and then understand that what is the gist of this text, or what is the main idea of this text. So determine the time you will need for reading. Schedule your reading time. So you have got, these days mobiles, and mobile has got time in it, and then you can read at least 3 pages and you can time. You can see what is your starting time, what is your ending time. And in this way, you can find out that if you are supposed to study 3 pages, how much time you have spent. 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then you can divide, okay, and then you can come to know that whether you are spending 3 minutes or 5 minutes on one page. Let's say your teacher has given you 20 pages or 30 pages for study. So in this way, you can find out that how much time you need to study for these 20 pages. So when we look at Carol's book, we find that Carol has given this methodology to find out your time. Develop active reading habits and study skills so that you do not waste your time. Starting time, let's say it is 3. Finishing time, 3:18. Subtract starting time from finishing time. 3:18 minus 3, it means 18 minutes, and then divided by 3, it means 6 minutes per page. So this is how you can find out your speed. This is how you can find out that how much time you need to read a page. Okay, so this is very important, that you know what is your learning style, and then you know that how you can manage your time. So that's very good that these days when you listen to the lecture of your teacher, you have taken the notes, okay, and you have got a book, course book, and you go back home and you read the book, and then you look at your notes as well, and then you compare that what kind of things the teacher has highlighted, teacher has emphasized, teacher has talked about specifically, and what kind of things that the author is talking about, and how the teacher related the content of the book with your real life situation. I think we have covered here the 2 objectives of your chapter. So with this we come to the end of this lecture. Let me summarize what we have just talked about. Today we have read about time management, okay, and we have seen that how we can grab the time, how we can schedule our time. Successful people, students, are those kind of students or people, they manage their time. Everybody has got 24 hours, but we need to timetable our time. Okay, we should not be saying that I don't have time. We should not be saying that I can work better under pressure. Nobody can work better under pressure. These are the myths that we have created, and we do hear all the time people talking about this thing. No way, we cannot work better under pressure. So we need to study when we are relaxed, when our mind is relaxed, when there is no noise in the house, okay, when there is no disturbance in the house, okay, when our mind is free of all these problems, then we can concentrate. And then we have talked about that how we can manage our weekly time, our semester time, and our daily list. Okay, and then we have talked about that what is the role of learning styles and how we can manage time with our learning style. Thank you very much.